Hey everyone, hope you're all doing good out there. I've been asked quite a bit recently about the song Runaway by Jamiroquai. Um, so I thought I'd just do a little video on here teaching how to play the guitar part. I thought I could talk about a little bit about the sound, how I got the sound, which might shock you, some of you. The song Runaway was written by JK, myself, and Matt Johnson. How it came about, we were just sat around with a laptop one day. I can't remember how long ago we did this song, but I had this very guitar, and um, we had a little drum beat going on, and it was just a little four to the floor drum beat, kick and snare pattern going on, and we were just searching for little riffs and little hooky riffs, basically. And I came up with this section here, which is the verse section for the song, which I'm going to show you how to play. So in a Jamiroquai writing session, things can move really, really quickly. And something that happens within the band is that anytime you play something, that could be the recording that ends up being, anytime you record, you're playing anything, that could be the only time you get to play that part. So at the time I had this guitar and it was plugged into a little Matt Johnson had this little M Audio keyboard, just like a little keyboard controller that had an interface on it. So you could plug microphone and a guitar into it. Just a cheap plastic thing. I'll see if I can find an image of it to show you what it was. But I had the guitar just plugged in, straight DI, no pedals, nothing. It was this very same guitar, my old JB, just DI'd basically. That was it. And I came up with that little guitar part for the what would be the verse section. I then sort of wrote a little bass line which I played in just as a guide bass, which was then replaced quite quickly by Mr. Paul Turner, the amazing Paul Turner. But the bass line goes 2, 3, 4. Something like that. I just threw it down quickly as a guide bass. Jay was feeling it. Let's move on. And then I came up with this little guitar part. Which is all played on. So this is the verse part. This is the verse part of the song. The song's only got like 3 sections, but there's guitar on 2 sections. So it's the verse and the chorus. It's actually quite a simple part. Basically, it's based around the chords. Even though I didn't know this at the time, I just played something that kind of was a groovy little thing that I thought, might be a cool thing. Only afterwards did I work out that the chords were what the chords were. So the part came first before the chords, and then the bass line. We never really sort of discussed, oh, this is a C, this is an A flat major, then it goes to F minor, then G minor. We don't discuss that. So what I'm doing is I'm taking, so say the chords go C, something like that. C, A flat major 7 to G minor, F minor to G minor. We're not even really stating that, right? No one actually plays those chords in the song. Because the verse is pretty much just bass and guitar, bass line. The bass is doing that. Keyboard player's playing. Matt's playing a bit. So no one's actually stating the chords apart from me playing these two note things that I'm doing. So what I'm basing it off, if you want to think of it as a chord, I'm playing the third and the root of a C major chord here. So I've got my 4th finger on the 5th fret of the B string, and I've got my 3rd finger on the 5th fret of the G string. which gives you your C root of a C chord and the third. And then my first finger is already in place on the third fret of the B string. So I get this sound. So I play these two notes, and then I go to these two notes, which is like a C sus2 chord, right? And then what I'm doing is I'm playing, my second finger goes to the fourth fret. So these two fingers stay where they are. My third finger stays where it is. My first finger stays where it is. And then I use my second finger on the fourth fret of the B string to play that shape. And then I go back to the second shape, which is first finger on the third fret of the B and the third finger on the fifth fret of the G. So I'm getting this shape, these three shapes. That's all it is, right? On a Strat DI guitar sound, no fancy amps, nothing like that, no miking, no fancy going into a Neve preamp or anything like that. It's just the idea went straight into this little M Audio keyboard as the preamp, if you like. So it's a bit lo-fi, a bit crappy, but I actually like that sound. So how I'm replicating that sound here is my guitar is plugged straight directly into my Apollo with no preamp, no EQ, nothing. It's just the guitar. I think I use position 2 on the guitar, on the Strat, and if I just play the part, you'll hear how it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, my hand is just doing the machine. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, and you can see that my hand is pretty much just focusing on the top 3 strings. My strumming hand is pretty much just trying to play the top 3 strings of the guitar, and you can hear that I'm pulsing. So if my tempo is 1, 2, 3, 4, you can hear that I'm pulsing through that part, right? So the first event is 1 E-ander on that shape. The two, both on the 5th fret of the G and the B. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 E-ander. That's it. And then I go to the sus2 shape there. 1 E-ander, 2 E-ander. 1 E-ander, 2 E-ander. Like that. Okay, that's the first little move. Okay, and then I go 1 E-ander, 2 E-ander, 3 E-ander, 4 E-ander. So I get on the 1 E-ander, 2 E-ander, 3 E-ander, 4 E. There's an E after the 4. 1 E-ander, 2 E-ander, 3 E-ander, 4 E, like that. Okay. 1 E-ander, 2 E-ander, 3 E-ander, 4 E-ander. If I do it really slowly, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 E-ander, 2 E-ander, 3 E-ander, 4 E-ander. Okay, so I've got 1 E-ander, 2 E-ander, 3 E-ander, 4 E. So there's on an and a 4 E. But if I do it really slowly, hopefully you can hear the pattern. So what I try to do when I'm sort of learning things like this is I try and have the rhythmic pattern in my head. Ba ba da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 ba. And by having the machine going the whole time, ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 ba. I know it sounds like I'm going mad and I'm joining some barbershop singing quartet or something, but all I'm doing is trying to kind of let my hand carry on doing the strumming and have what the rhythmic pattern is in my brain as well. So that's the first half of the sequence. And then all I'm doing, the second half, is exactly the same. It's just that my fingering on my left hand, on my fretting hand, is going to the 4th fret to that. So it goes like that to that, then that with my second finger on the 4th fret of the B, resolving it to the sus2 sound. So my first finger on the 3rd fret of the B and my 3rd finger on the 5th fret of the G. And you can hear the rhythmic phrase is the same for both changes. Ba ba da ba 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 da ba 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 ba, and it just repeats ad nauseum. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, that's it. That's the verse section. Now, how do you get the strings to be muted, you may ask? Not something I think about when I'm doing it, but when I reverse engineer it and look at it, at what I'm doing, when I play this first shape, if you can see, my thumb is curved right over the neck, right? So that's, I'm not pressing down anything. It's just, it means that the strings aren't open. You know, obviously, if I sort of bang the guitar and I'm sort of strumming away and flailing on the guitar, if I hit an open string, I'm going to get, which I don't want. So I try and have my thumb curved over the top to mute the E, probably just the E and the A if I can. Don't worry if you can't, but it's just, you have to figure out another workaround. It's just, this is just the way I do it. And the way I fret with my 3rd and 4th finger here is my 3rd finger just gently touches the D string above it, okay? And then the way my hand is placed, my 4th finger is muting, kind of muting the E string above, right? And also, because my 1st finger is already in place, ready for the 2nd chord shape on the 3rd fret of the B string, the way my 1st finger curves is also touching the high E string, okay? So and all I'm doing is squeezing when I want to hear the chord. So you get this effect. 2, 3, 4. See, I just squeeze the chord on like that. And when I'm doing the but, I'm just squeezing the chord just so I get the shortest sound I can possibly get. You know, the shorter it sounds, the tighter it feels to me. So I'm going to sort of really exaggerate. So I'm basically pulsing my fingers up and down on the frets. I'm not gripping really hard, quite gentle actually, but just means that I get very clean sound, so that the ghosty notes on the right hand are kind of dead and muted. See my hand? And I'm not getting any extraneous string noise. Okay, so that's the verse part. The chorus part is really easy, right? I'm looking for the simplest thing, because the chords move around quite a bit in the verse. I think it goes C 2 3 4, C 2 3 4, A flat major 3 4, F major 7 2 3 4, something like an E. Yeah, so it goes C 2 3 4, A flat major 2, A flat major 7 1 2 3 4, F major 7. I think it's an E7 sus4. It's one of Matt's voicings. E flat kind of thing, D7 to C sharp 7, right? They move quite a bit. something like that. It's either C major. To be honest, I should have, but I never really worked them out. Even though I helped co-write the song. So the guitar part plays the same thing all the way through, right? It's basically playing with using my fourth finger. I'm playing the 13th fret of the B string, which is a C note. And it's so simple. It's so kind of hypnotic and simple. That's kind of what Jay wanted. It just wanted it to be a very simple part. It's almost that same thing of having like a rhythmic single note that goes through something that kind of pins things. It just goes through all of the chords without changing too much, taking too much focus away from the vocal and what the chords are doing. So it's almost like I always think of these single note things as almost like a string line that goes through a chorus. So all I'm doing is I'm playing C, ba, 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 ba. Then I go to the first fret of the B string, which is a lower C, and I slide up. So my first finger slides up to about the 10th fret, and I do it again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, ba, 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 ba. That's it, right? Ba, 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 ba. So if I think about the timing, 1, ba, 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 ba. So it's like on beat 4 of the bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I go down to the C there and then slide up. Okay, that's all it is. Ba, 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 ba. I might do a variation, so it might go ba, 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 da, da, ba, ba. But you can see all the time when I'm playing that, my fourth finger's fretting the note. It lays down, so it mutes the high string like that. And then I use my second and third finger and my first finger to mute the strings below, right? So I'm just laying my fingers down. And then strumming wise, I'm concentrating just as much as I can on the higher E, G, and B strings. E, B, and G strings. Cool. I didn't do a track with this video, because I just didn't want to get a copyright strike. Because literally, if you do a backing track, they basically demonetize your video, and yeah, they can take the video down. But that's not happened to me yet. But I've had loads of videos demonetized. So, but yes. Any questions about that? Leave me a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe the video. Hi to anyone who's just joined me here on my channel. And have a great day. Take care.